Hello guys, Flanker here. This video is another dose of insights from the PTR server, along with new details about the upcoming changes. Not only we will go over the recent patch notes, but I will also share my impressions of everything I've seen firsthand on the PTR yesterday. Many thanks in advance for your likes and subscriptions, and without further ado, let's begin. Alright, we'll go over some of the highlights first and then we'll break down each topic in detail. As we can see, not only has the rogue been added, but dual daggers have also made their way into the game. Speaking of rogue stealth, we've actually noticed some changes as well. It now seems to be a bit more similar to the ranger's camouflage. I am not sure why, but I would assume that full stealth was considered too powerful. The turquoise sea has been expanded, and not gonna lie, I really liked how the new areas look. The islands, the water, and the overall atmosphere left a very positive impression. Overall, the expansion of the tropics is happening gradually, just like the desert biome. Some areas are already populated with new mobs and gatherables, while others are still empty for now. After several iterations, it looks like node sieges will soon be available on Alpha 2 servers in a 100 vs 100 format. It would be great to test them out before Phase 3 begins to make sure everything works as intended. Quite unexpectedly, the basics of the Naval System have also appeared on the PTR server. Yesterday I got to pilot a ship for the first time and even fire a potion launcher, but I'll talk more about that in a bit. Node relic system has also been added. There is a chance that certain bosses and mobs will drop a relic that can be transported to a node by caravan. Some relics will require more investigation to discover. Once delivered to a node, the relic will appear in the node relic inventory and provide a buff to the node or its zone of influence. Mayors will be able to activate or deactivate relics. I'm not sure if this system has been tested properly yet, since the main focus yesterday was on testing the naval system. However, it's great to see that this feature is slowly but surely making its way into the game. Freeholds have been added to the Sandsquall Desert. I've seen players who missed the initial opportunity to buy freeholds asking about this, and soon they'll have a chance to get one, which in turn will likely make the desert nodes more populated. Ranger archetype changes. I published a detailed video about them around a week ago, so if you're interested in this topic, consider checking it out. In addition to everything mentioned in that video, we've also learned about 2 more changes to the Ranger archetype. The Arrow Storm bug has finally been fixed, so now this skill will work as originally intended. However, that was pretty much the only advantage shortbows had, and after this fix, I honestly can't think of a single solid reason why a Ranger should use a shortbow instead of a longbow. In addition, the self-knockback from Scattershot has also been removed, and I think most Rangers will see this as a positive change. But at the same time, knockback wasn't always a bad thing. Ideally, it could have been added as an optional passive skill that doesn't require a skill point, similar to what they did with the disengage ability. Next, apparently some changes were made to the search filter on the marketplace. If players can finally find what they need quickly, instead of wasting time clicking through dozens of pages, this would be a great quality of life update that would also positively impact the economy. There are 8 new pocket dungeons that have been added to the Turquoise Sea area. I managed to find one of them on a small island, which also had a massive skeleton, apparently belonging to some insanely large creature. And that particular pocket dungeon was a cave filled with 3-star elites, level 35 and 36, looking somewhat similar to giants. A trading post and new commodities will also be available in the Turquoise Sea, just like we previously saw in the tropics. As for events and mounts, I haven't seen them yet, but I did come across glimmering geodes as mobs, so I would expect there to be a tameable version of them as well. When it comes to new gatherables, I managed to find 7 of them in total. Volcanic rock and dead coral could be mined, plumeria and coconut trees could be chopped down, dracaena, giant fern, and elephant ear plants could be harvested. Leave a like if you also think elephant ear is a funny name for a plant, but to be honest, it kinda looks like an elephant ear. Now, let me finally share everything I've learned about ships and harbors. At the moment, only one type of ship has been added, the Caravel. To purchase it, you needed an oak ship hull and 50 gold. By the looks of it, constructing ships will be very similar to the Caravan upgrade system. Most likely, ship components will also be crafted by carpenters. Launching a ship cost 10 silver, and the Caravan itself had a base of 500,000 HP. It had a steering wheel for navigation and 4 potion launchers, 2 on the port side and 2 on the starboard side, which are the left and right sides of the ship respectively. Upon manning them, the player gains access to the ability Explosive Potion with an 80-meter range, 6-second cooldown, and 1.3-second cast time. The shot requires a target, but you have to aim manually, taking into account the projectile's trajectory, and a direct hit on another ship deals 10,000 damage. Overall, navigating a ship feels noticeably different from controlling a raft in a good way. The caravel is less maneuverable and has momentum, but at the same time, it's much faster than a raft in terms of speed. I also want to highlight the sound effects of the wooden hull creaking while sailing, which made the whole experience feel much more immersive. Another detail about the node siege system. Once it's declared, it will be queued to take place during the next 8 PM server time primetime window. I'm wondering if that will still apply when the declaration happens shortly before 8 PM, or if in that case the siege will be pushed to the following day to give the defending side time to prepare. Either way, we'll find out soon. The upcoming changes will also affect the guild and node wars systems. Guild leaders and mayors will have 3 charges to declare guild wars and node wars. It will take 18 hours to replenish 1 war declaration charge. This change could have both positive and negative consequences, but overall, for the average player, it's likely a good one. And as for having more respawn options during the node war, that's definitely a good thing. When it comes to gatherables, they will have more variation in their respawn time, which will obviously make camping them based on timers more difficult. But in any case, this is a minor change compared to the massive gathering system updates coming at the end of April. I've published a detailed video on that topic, which you can check out if you want to stay fully informed. If you've made it this far but still have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I'll be glad to clarify everything for you. And if this video was interesting, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more updates. I am Flanker, and I'll see you soon.